I spent years living all the way in the box, afraid to step out, afraid to truly grab hold of my dream. And now I am breaking through, and I invite you to join me.
Your breakthrough starts now. Coming up on today's show, get ready to be inspired and transformed with our featured guests. Find out what's trending and get advice on life's daily challenges with Erica's top tips of the day. All of this and so much more coming up. So stay tuned. This is your one-stop shop for inspiration. The Erica Latrice Show. And now, here's your host, Erica.
Hello and welcome. I'm so excited because today launches our 50th episode. So we have done 50 episodes. I'm so pumped. So my topics for today is all about celebrations. I'm doing some throwback interviews, just some of my favorite interviews, highlights. And we have our giveaway that is sponsored by the Ivory Agency. So we're giving the gift to entrepreneurs to step out and launch their business with support with the registration. Y'all, I'm so pumped because this is just a testament to stay the course, do not quit, don't give up. So if you have an idea right now, if you have a vision, if you have a goal and you've been hesitating on stepping out, that's all I'm talking about today. That's all I've been talking about all week. So join the conversation. Now is a great time to share, tag a trailblazer, tell a friend. When I come back, I'm jumping into my top tips of the day. I'm doing a quick throwback of some of my favorite interviews in our first 50 episodes. All of that and so much more. Don't go anywhere. Tell a friend, tag a friend. And if you would like to support what I'm doing, even if you can't stay for the whole episode, the best thing that you could do for me right now is just share it. That's all. Just hit the share button. I'll be right back. Get ready for all new episodes of the Erica Latrice Show. You can join me weekdays at 2 o'clock Eastern across social media at Erica Empowers. That's Erica spelled like America. If you have a message that you want to share on the show, email us right now at info@ericalatrice.com or visit online at ericalatrice.com/be on the show. All right, welcome back. I'm jumping straight in, y'all. I'm so pumped because this whole episode is all about celebrating preparation and getting ready in advance. And number one, I just want to encourage you to not wait to take action. When the vision unfolds, take action for the vision to unfold. And I'm sharing that because today I celebrate several new sponsors who you will be hearing from in the coming weeks just by stepping out and deciding to not quit. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn because I have been the queen at times. I remember so many times where I talked about lacking consistency and wanting to show up more. And what I want to encourage you of today, if you feel like there is a vision that you have, if you feel like you've wanted to step out, but something has come up against you, my reminder for you today is take the necessary action. And when you're thinking about how do I start taking action? How can I be consistent? It all starts with focusing on what you can control. A lot of times we can get disheartened. We can want to quit because we're setting our goals. We're setting our sights on things that are out of our control. Like if X number of people get on board, or if just something out of your control happens, then you're going to keep going. But when you move your thinking to what can I control? How can I show up? How can I be consistent? What can I do every single day? That is going to change the scope of success for you. It's going to change the scope of celebrating, which is what I'm talking about today. It's going to change the scope of a lot of things because you're no longer putting your blessings, putting your ability to succeed, putting your open doors into the hands of other people. So I'm going to just do a quick throwback and welcome. Let's see who is on live. Tanya, welcome. For those of you who are live, I will be doing a giveaway today, and we are also announcing our winners from the business giveaway. So definitely stick around for that. But this throwback is definitely an example of when things are coming against you, just take action on what you have control of. So this isn't even throwing it back too far, but if you want to hear this full interview, definitely tune in, or you can head over to me across social media at Erica Empowers, pretty much everywhere. This episode was just a little snippet of Takora Davis, who shared her story of getting 100, not 20, not 15, not like 5, 100 no's before deciding to do what she could control in the area of her yes. So take a listen to this and I'll be right back with more for today's 50th episode celebration. I'm so hyped. I need y'all to get hyped with me.
And I never stepped into agreement with that. Normally, that's what I would do in the past. Someone says, "Oh, you're not smart. You're not pretty. You're not this. You're not that." Sometimes I would think, well, maybe they're right. But I knew this person was wrong. I knew they were just trying to kick me when I was down. And as I began to really try to find my path after that, I began to apply for jobs. I applied for over 100 jobs. And I didn't get an interview with any law firm, not one. No one called me back. And I remember just driving and I said, God, I know you can open the door for me. I said, you ain't opening no doors. You ain't cracking no windows. I was like, what is going on? And I just said, I was driving in my car. This was October 2016. I was taking my son to a doctor's appointment. And I said, are you trying to tell me I'm supposed to start my own law firm? And it was a peace that just fell over me. And I said, God, I told you I didn't want to do that. But I knew what it was, because he was just saying, no, my back was against the wall. And I just thought, this is the only option that I see. And I said, fine, I'm just going to do it. I just was like, whatever, if this is what you want me to do, then I'm going to do it. Like, things can't get much worse than this. And I said, well, I'm not going to call this firm the Law Office of Decorah Davis. Okay. I'm not doing it. Because I was not going to keep answering the question, what kind of law do you practice? What kind of law do you practice? I said, well, what am I going to call myself? And he said, you're my lawyer, the creator's lawyer.
Ooh.
And so that is why the law firm, the law firm is the creator's law firm. This is God's law firm. Even though we serve creative people, I know where my help comes from and I know ultimately who I'm serving. And so we really do a lot of amazing work, and God is able to use us and my unique skill set, as well as the team, to really help creatives at all stages of their business. Because ultimately, when we are pursuing our God-sized dreams, such as this show that you're doing, Amplifier, other endeavors, not just with myself, but so many things that my clients have, these things are breaking the back of generational curses. It's breaking the back of poverty. It is really allowing people to get generational wealth, and then also make a dynamic impact in the world. I'm sure that this show has been able to serve as a source of inspiration, a source of being able to just inspire people at their lowest of the lows. But it's because you were obedient and you said, I'm going to step in position. And so we help people not only step in position, but protect the position that God has appointed them for. Because too many times in the history of this country have women and minorities, particularly those in the African American community, we haven't even been able to own things that long in this country, right? And so what we do is we're making sure that women, Black and brown people, they have access to ownership, because when you are able to own something, you can change the
dynamic, change the conversation. And I'm talking about what you can control, because again, a lot of times we wait until things happen. We wait until the blessing comes. We wait. Well, it doesn't come, but I'm encouraging you to take action. So again, number one, don't wait to take action when the vision unfolds. Take action in order for the vision to unfold. And what I know firsthand is that when you can just set a date, if you can just set a commitment, and this is between you and yourself, you don't have to share with me. If you want to, I'll definitely shout you out in the comments. But think about those things that you can do every single day. Because a lot of times we wait and we wait and we wait and we just expect someone else to put us on or someone else to give us the opportunity. But I'm telling you right now, if you have a vision, that is your opportunity. If you have a gift, that is your opportunity. God says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That is your opportunity. So no longer is your next step, your open door, your breakthrough in the hands of someone else that truly doesn't really have the power to tell you yes or no in the grand scheme of things. And Decorah's story is so inspiring to me because it's evidence of that. She had 100 no's. 100 people told her no, but she had one yes, and that's all that needed to happen. That's all that counts. So when we think about celebrating in advance, that's the first thing that I want you to think about. I'm going to take a short break. And when I come back, I'm jumping back into some of my featured highlights. We are celebrating the 50th episode celebration today for the Latrice Show. giving away the gift of entrepreneurship to two aspiring business owners, and that is sponsored by The Ivory Agency. So you can go to theivoryagency.com. Go show them some love across social media at The Ivory Agency. And if you are interested in being a featured sponsor, if you're interested in being a featured guest, pay attention to what I'm about to share right now and follow the instructions so that you can be featured in our upcoming shows as we continue to celebrate and move forward.
If you're watching this, so are your potential clients. I'm excited to announce an all-new season of the Erica Latrice Show. It's coming up right now, and we're looking for featured guests as well as sponsors. If you want to be a success supporter of this show, connect with our team right now by emailing info@ericalatrice.com to get more information or just support the mission of Be Inspired, to empower and inspire people all around the world with a message of hope and encouragement. Our mission is to bring you uplifting news and talk to encourage and share a platform for those who have a powerful message and looking for a place to share it. If you want to partner with the Erica Latrice Show, you can do so by emailing info@ericalatrice.com or visit ericalatrice.com/sponsor so that you can be a success supporter of this inspirational movement.
All right, welcome back. We are celebrating 50 episodes today, and in the spirit of celebration, I am talking about celebrating in advance. And one of my favorite songs actually is Praise in Advance, because oftentimes when we wait for the opportunity to come or we wait for the vision to unfold, we can miss an amazing chance to celebrate and experience joy along the way. So number 2, what I would just remind you of today is to avoid distractions. All good opportunities aren't necessarily good for you. All good opportunities aren't necessarily good for you. And if you are a visionary, if you are someone that has great ideas, if you are someone who's stepping out and walking in your gift, what you may find is that there is no shortage of good ideas, good opportunities, people reaching out to you. And so the reason that I think this one is so important to avoid the distractions, because all good opportunities can actually keep you from living out your ultimate vision. And if you start looking at everything, if you're doing 10, 15, 20 things at once, you're going to miss out on an amazing opportunity to focus on the one. So if you were to ask yourself, or if you're wondering, how do I narrow it down? I know I'm so guilty of that in times past, where I wanted to do everything. I wanted to focus on everything. I wanted to help everyone. And one of the best principles that I learned is what I'm going to share with you right now. The way that you can narrow down to that one thing is thinking about the overall vision. If you were 100 years old, you're on a rocking chair, you're looking back and you're saying, I did what I came to do. I have lived to my fullest potential. I have poured myself completely out, and I'm empty now because I lived my fullest life. What are some of those things that you would be celebrating at that moment? And I talk about this a lot, and I'm telling you, it's a game changer. And if you were to answer that question and you were to look at what you would be celebrating, what you're going to find is that you are going to get so much more stingy about your time. You won't waste time just doing any and everything and running after any and every opportunity, because I can guarantee you, when you line up with your vision, there will be no shortage of opportunities for you. So now it's in your hands. It's your choice. It's your decision to stay focused and carry out one thing at a time that's going to open the door for that overall vision. So just do that exercise. Imagine yourself in the rocking chair, celebrating and looking back. And what are some of the things happening for you? And anything that you line yourself up with today, and you can reverse it all the way back from 100 years to right now, you can say yes or no. Does this line me up with the vision that I've intended for my life? So I'm going to jump into another example of that. And this interview is with Echo Royal of Royal Fitness. And you can find her at echoroyalfitness.com. And Takora, who I just shared, you can find her at Takora Davis across social media. Echo's story is so inspiring. And I want to highlight this because what I feel is that oftentimes we get a glimpse of our gift. We get a glimpse of what we're called to do. We get a glimpse, we get a hint, we get all of these things to start stepping out, but it's up to us to line up with the vision. So we're going to take a look at Echo. If you're watching live, now is a great time to comment, join the conversation. My question to you is Is there something that you do now that you had a hint of it when you were younger, whether you're watching live or the replay? Is there something that you do right now and you had a hint of it when you were younger? So take a look at our throwback with Echo Royal and answer the question. If you're watching live, I would love to shout you out.
To make it quick, because it is a very long story, my mother was a fitness instructor through the late 70s and 80s, and my father was a Marine who was very into the healthy lifestyle before it was a healthy lifestyle. So all through my years of addiction and rebellion and all the things that a lot of people go through, I always knew in the back of my mind, it needs to be health and fitness. So every time I came to a crossroads, that's where I reverted back to. I had that foundation in fitness and health, and I always reverted back to that.
I love it. So a lot of times what I believe too is that we have a glimpse. When I think about it, I'm sitting here talking and y'all probably, I don't know if you think I'm just like doing this for fun. I used to force people into a talk show when I was a kid, and I forgot about this. I would interview friends, family. I would use my parents' camera, and I was like filming a show. So I love how things like show up. What would you say to that person that they're they're in that phase, like they receive these little glimpses of what's possible for them, but maybe they're right in the middle of adversity, right in the middle of mistakes and messing things up? What would you say to them?
I would say keep going. Find the accountability of someone like-minded, but is a couple of steps ahead of where you want to be or where you are now. Find that person, connect with them, and then start writing down what it is you want to do. When you write things down, they become real. They become, the ability to actually carry them out becomes more real. So write them down and share them. When you speak those things that are not as though they are, guess what happens? They start to materialize.
Yeah, so I love that, because that's exactly what I just talked about. Seeing that vision beyond today, seeing beyond what you can even imagine. And this has been the theme for me this week. I actually did a morning message, if you follow me on social media, because I know a lot of times as we're in the process, it's so tempting to slow down. It's so tempting to quit. It's so tempting to keep going and feel like it's not working out. It's not moving as quickly as you would expect. And it's in those times that I would encourage you to reset when you need to. That means unplug, pause, refresh, do whatever it is that keeps you in that place of excitement, that keeps you in that place that you were in when you started. Because what you'll find, and the reason I'm so hyped about these 50 episodes, is because what you'll find is that it's so easy to quit. And usually when we quit, we're so close to the finish line. And when I look back years ago, when I first started out, I was so excited to do interviews and podcasting and speaking and all these things. And as soon as I would come up against any kind of barrier, or someone said you should quit, or someone did this, or voices are being heard all around you to convince you to give up, or maybe you just don't feel like it that day. Those are the moments where we are most vulnerable to missing out on the big vision. So this go round, what I determined to do was to keep pushing. And so as much as I'm excited about these 50 episodes, my goal is to continue pushing forward beyond this, but not just that, but to challenge you. What's your 50? What's that one thing that you have control over? What is it that you've put on the back burner? What is it that every time you find yourself getting consistent, you feel tempted to quit? You feel tempted to throw in the towel, or maybe you just don't feel like you're getting as much done as you would expect. So I have a message for you. If that is what you're feeling, you're not getting as much done as you would expect. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to take a short break. When I come back, I'm highlighting yet another one of my favorite interviews within our first 50 episodes. Now's a great time to join the conversation. My question to you is, what have you received a glimpse of? Something that you've done well or enjoyed doing as far back as you can remember, and now you're actually doing that thing. I would love to hear from you. We'll be right back. Get your copy of my all-new book, Finished, where you can transform your life and get projects done in as little as 7 days. Go to ericalatrice.com. All right, welcome back. So we are talking all about celebrating in advance, and I'm just going to recap for those of you that are just joining in what we are celebrating today. I'm celebrating the 50 episodes, but I want you to celebrate is that you don't want to wait to take action when the vision unfolds. Take action, and that will cause the vision to unfold. And that's the first encouragement that I have for you. It's by doing those things. It's by showing up that you're going to start seeing doors open. And I believe that wholeheartedly for you. And number 2, avoid distractions. All good opportunities aren't good for you. And I'm telling you this because even as I progress in the areas that I'm talking about and that I'm excited about today, there have been several times where I've gotten so far off track because someone presented a good opportunity to me. Someone reached out and said, Eric, I really want you to do this with me. Or Eric, I think we'd be great at this. And a lot of times it's tempting to sit down the vision so that you can run and do something else. And I shared the example this week of Tyler Perry hitting the Billionaire Club. And his story always stands out to me because he talks about when his shift happened for him, it started when he decided to focus on the one thing. He focused on the one thing. And a lot of times when we have a lot of ideas, or when we get frustrated, or when we're looking for something shiny and new, it's tempting to just quit. It's tempting to sit it down and start focusing on something else. But when you can get clear on the one thing, when you can get clear on what you're going to stay committed to, I promise you, it will pay off. It will pay off. And so the third thing that I just want to encourage you of today is that each step along the way is just as important as the destination. Each step along the way is just as important as the destination. It's so easy to get focused and excited about the destination. It's easy to see the big vision and say, in 10 years or in 5 years, or when I do this, this is what's going to happen. But I'm telling you right now, from suffering significant losses, from missing significant opportunities, I can tell you right now wholeheartedly that it's in celebrating every single day that you're going to truly enjoy the destination. The journey is equally as important, in fact, more important than getting to the destination. And so what that looks like is asking yourself, how can I show up and make today amazing, which I tell you all every episode. How can I max out today? Whatever time you're watching this, how can you enjoy every moment that you have access to? If you're waiting for 50 people to support you, or 1,000 or 100,000 or whatever it is, how can you nurture, enjoy, and celebrate the 2, the 3? And with that being said, every single one of you that are tuning into today's episode, I have a special gift for you because I'm celebrating everyone that has been here since episode 1. I don't care if it was 2 people or 200 or 2,000. I am enjoying this journey, and I want to practice what I preach, to step out and speak everything that I'm speaking, but also live it. So if you're watching, all you got to do is email me at info@ericlatrice.com. Everyone is a winner on today's episode. I cannot wait until I can say, you get a car. You get a car. Y'all don't get a car today, but I will have a special gift for those of you who are watching. So just say I tuned in to your 50th episode celebration. So I will be doing another giveaway today, the gift of entrepreneurship. But before I jump into our winners, so if you submitted your application, if you submitted at Business Giveaway, I have our winners for today. We are gifting the gift of entrepreneurship. But this is another one of my favorite highlights, one of my favorite entries that happened in the course of these past 50 episodes. So I'm going to click on this. And when I come back, I will be announcing our winner for the giveaway and sharing my final thoughts for today's episode. Don't go anywhere. Yes. So Patrice, you are, oh my gosh, like just knowing, like reading your bio and hearing some of the people that you share the stage with, knowing the groups that you've been a part of, and knowing, even hearing your voice. Can you tell us just a little bit about you for those that may not have connected with you, and just about what you do in music?
What I do, and what was the last part?
In music.
Well, gosh, I've been singing forever. In elementary school, that's pretty much where it started. Doing a lot of school productions, and then from there, I started performing with a lot of different bands, doing weddings and bar bat mitzvahs, corporate parties, all kinds of performances. And then from there, I ended up being Peaches of the musical duo Peaches and Herb. Reunited, Shaky Groove thing, yeah.
Yes. So I don't want to put you on blast, so if you don't want, but if you sing a line of maybe like Reunited.
I was a fool to ever leave your side. Me, mine issue is such a lonely ride. The breakup we had has made me lonesome and sad. I realize I love you 'cause I want you back. Hey, hey, sing everybody. Reunited.
I wish.
And it feels so.
Welcome back. I wish, man. Every time I watch it, I want to join in, but I will not go viral singing. But I just want to recap number 3. This is just our countdown, celebrating in advance, remembering that each step along the way is just as important as the destination. Number 2, my reminder for you today is to avoid distractions. All good ideas, all good opportunities aren't necessarily good for you. And finally, number 1, don't wait to take action when the vision unfolds. Take action in order for the vision to unfold. It's all about stepping out with what you have control over today, because it's in that stepping out, it's in that consistency, it's in that push that you're going to see. I really do believe that you're going to see fruit on the other side. So with that being said, I just want to wrap it up with our giveaway of today and just recap that for you all. So our giveaway, I just want to shout out The Ivory Agency for gifting the award, gifting the gift of entrepreneurship to 2 winners. And we'll also be gifting a 30-day coaching experience to our 3rd person. So I'm announcing 3 people, and this was actually really hard to narrow down. We will be reaching out to them as well if you're not watching right now live. But just congratulate, if you're watching with me, Ellen Hargett, Ashana Peoples, and Jonte Jackson. Those are our winners for our entrepreneurship. We will be highlighting them on the show in episodes to come. So you definitely will want to tune back in so that you can support these aspiring business owners in their journey to entrepreneurship. So I really just want to wrap this up today with my final thoughts for you and just encourage you on today, because I know sometimes it's tempting to want to give up. It's tempting to want to wait for everyone to celebrate, wait for the claps, wait for everyone to get excited before you step out. But today is the anti-procrastination, the anti-waiting, the anti-depending on other people's applause to fuel your journey. And I want to share that with you because you never know who's watching and you never know who's waiting. And a lot of times we take silence, we take a lack of applause, we take a lack of support as a sign for us to quit, or as a sign that we're not doing it right, or a sign to give up. But sometimes it's just a sign of people observing. It's a sign of a quiet time for you to prepare for what's coming next. And that's been the theme of the week. That is my message of the week, to just stay the course, because you never know how close you are to seeing the biggest breakthroughs in your life. So I'm just going to wrap up highlighting our giveaway of today. I'm gifting the 21-day Focus Fast journey to all of you who have tuned in to our 50th episode, celebration episode. So if you want to grab this, it is valued at over $100, and I'm gifting it to every viewer that we have today just by emailing info@ericlatrice.com. Take a look at what you just won, and then when I come back, we are wrapping up for today's episode. If you're watching live, celebrate with me. Drop some emojis, some claps, some hearts, a star, or something, because I'm super hyped if you can't tell, because we must celebrate every step along the way. I promise it will pay off. You just soar. If you're ready to step out, I'm telling you, you can transform your life in 21 days by taking the 21-day Focus Fast, and you can get that at thefocusfast.com. All right, so you have 24 hours to redeem that gift. And my final highlight, my final throwback, my final encouragement for you today is with Julius Witherspoon. His song Fight to the Finish was one of the first feature songs I ever did on the show with our 50 episodes. And the message, I would encourage you to listen to it, because we are in a season right now where celebrating in advance and staying the course and staying consistent, I know will help you get to the finish line. So just take a listen. I'm going to share a snippet of Julius's song. You can follow him on YouTube at Julius Witherspoon. And thank you again for tuning in and celebrating with me on our 50th episode celebration.
Yo, been a long time coming. Yes, sir. Yeah. First things first, all praise to Jesus. Without him, home, I wouldn't be able to see you. Singing on stages, talk about crazy. Thought I was out of my mind, thought I was insane, man. Dreams never sleep, so I gotta be all that God has intended for me to be. No, I never lost faith, I never lost hope. No, it don't come easy. Gotta let you know you gotta fight to the finish. Whoever here, whoever doesn't show up, fight to the finish, fight to the finish. I know they see you out here on the come up. Keep your head in it, keep your head in it. Don't let the fame or the money get you caught up. This is why you live, this is why you live, this is why you live it. Fight to the finish, this is why you live it. Fight to the finish.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Thank you to everyone that has supported. Thank you for those of you who have sent messages, emails, and reached out when a story inspired you. We have so much more to come. All new sponsors, all new guests, so much more. So we are just getting started with our first milestone, but I really do appreciate all of your support along the way. If you want to stay connected with me, you can do so across social media at Erica Empowers. We are streaming live weekdays at 2 o'clock Eastern. If this encouraged you, if this inspired you, the best way that you can support is by simply leaving a comment and sharing it, telling a friend. That is my episode for y'all. I feel like I throwed out so much extraness. Like, you got to turn your speakers down today because I'm just super excited. And as I always tell you, and I mean this, go out and make today, not tomorrow, not next week, not last week, not last month. Go out and make today amazing because it is absolutely a choice. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.
For more inspiration, visit us online at ericalatrice.com.